SSSVEDA day 23. All right, so I've hit most of the 23 days, and I want to ask you, give me some questions. We got 7 more days of this thing, 7 more days of vlogging in April, and I would like your input. Let me know what you want to see so I can make a video for you. So today, I'll tell you a story. June 2008, I was getting ready to get laid off. Had to go up to La Crosse, Wisconsin and teach my job to some people. So the situation was I had to get this raw data and turn it into a report. Weed out a whole lot of information, do some calculations, merge. So there's getting rid of duplicates. And then there is an issue of, yes, there are duplicate records, but they need to be merged. So there's not just if you have 5 Susan Randolphs and then get rid of one. No, you got this record of Susan Randolph that has an address, and then this version of Susan Randolph who has her employer ID, and say there's 5 records and 3 of them have information that need to be put together. So that stuff gets complicated. That stuff gets real complicated because you got to be real careful about that, about what you delete, how you sort, how you filter, what formulas you write so that you don't get rid of the wrong stuff. Well, that's part of this game. And I had to go up to La Crosse and teach this to somebody. Go up there, first day. The person is supposed to take over this role. A little bit nervous, but excited, taking on something new. All right, so we go, and I'll take it through the process. We're gonna kind of do this together. You write as many notes as you want. You ask questions, anything. Help me help you. Okay. So she got a lot of notes, and we peel this data down. I show her how to get the various reports that we need so that we have complete information. And then we start mashing them together, VLOOKUPs, and sorting and filtering and conditional formatting to find certain things, and pivot tables, of course. You know, that thing was a rodeo. We come back the next day to do it for real. That was just a small bull that we rode the other day, just to get a sense of what's what. So then it was time to do it for real. So we go in the cubicle. She's in front of me. I'm behind. She's at the computer. She's got her notes. So do you know why we're doing this step? I don't know. Okay. Let's see, you wrote it down right here, so check that out. Okay, so she read it. Didn't know what it meant. That's okay. That's okay. I'm here to answer these questions and help you get through this. And we'll do this several times if we have to. Maybe 3 hours later, her supervisor comes up from behind her. So how's it going? I say, oh, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, we making progress. And then she turns around, face all red, tears just going, tears are running down her face. I had no idea. None. And then the supervisor said, Oz, can you excuse us? I think we need to talk. So they go and they talk. And they come back, decide to break for lunch. Then we come back and we go back through the process, get back into the process. A few days later, I get this email accusing me of hiding stuff and making things more difficult than it needed to be, and it's CCing everybody in the world on this email, and basically making me out to be the troll that's hassling billy goats on the bridge. No. I'm not a troll, and I don't hassle billy goats. I went up there to help them. Eventually, we get to the realization of this. There is a task. Then you have your tools for completing a task. Then you have to have the skill and experience for when things break down or turn sideways on you. So I had to talk with my director about how to handle this, because I saw that the expectation was that this would be a paint by numbers kind of thing, and it wasn't. And how we got in a situation where I had to wrangle all that data was the report that had been made for that task was obsolete. The business got so much more complex than when that report was made. So now we got to have a conversation about reporting and weaknesses in reporting and processes and procedures for when business rules change. Who gets told what and how, and then what happens. Because that report, by the time I started working with that report for the first time, it was terrible. It was terrible. Calculations for requirements that were no longer requirements. It was breaking down if somebody had gone between different companies. So me teaching somebody to satisfy a task while starting with raw ass data, and there was no winning there. There was no winning. But the thing is, my director said, okay, give them the procedure. Separate from whether they can do a pivot table or do all this conditional formatting and stuff, that's tool operation conversation. That's not get the task done conversation. So I turned over the procedure, and soon I was laid off. That was part of the whole deal why I had to go show them the job, was because the company was laying everybody off. So I went up there and helped. And eventually, you got to let adults be adults. But one point to share with you is, when you can work with raw data, you have power. Sometimes you want to just know the simplest thing, but if the data is all over the place, somebody's got to clean that up. If you do want to have some elaborate visualization, somebody's got to clean that data up. So we need to have more conversations about that. The bottom line, if you know how to clean data, you've got the gold. Because you may never, ever in life have to make a dashboard. But you will have to clean data. Give me some questions. We got 7 more days of this thing. Let me know what you want to see so I can make a video for you.